Football Power Hour.
Yo, what's up? What's good? Welcome to the Friday Happy Hour. I want to say big shout out to you. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Whatever part of the world you're in, I just want to say this is that time of the week where we just come together and just hang out and talk football things. Sometimes we play, most of the time we play a quiz, but I don't know, I think like today we might just chill, kick back and talk about the news that's going on right now. If you don't know yet, Money Mace is in the building. Carrington has got a new kid and his name is Mason Mount. And you know what? To talk all that and kick it with us, we have a regular, my brother, I nearly even said my blood brother because I feel like we're blood related. I gotta big up my man Eddie from Eddie's Footy Waffle and say, without further ado, my bro.
Yo.
Welcome, Eddie.
Big up to you, man. Thanks for having me on again. It's good to make another appearance. It's always a great vibe on your channel. Big up to this chat as well. Hopefully they're hitting the like for this content, man. So,
please hit the like and be nice. First, hey, Brush, I have no excuse. We were on time backstage. I can promise you that.
We're getting better. But
baby steps.
This thing, man. Lateness is greatness as well, bro.
Lateness is. Yes, sir. Exactly. But I hope that lateness is greatness is not the attitude that's employed by our recruitment team at Man United, because it's been taking forever. It's been taking forever to just get a transfer down. A deal done, a deal over the line. And my goodness, let's just go ahead and I just want to know, bro, where are you? Are you underwhelmed, overwhelmed? Where are you with Mason Mount? How are you as a United fan, bro? Tell me.
You know what? There's so many thoughts going through my mind. I mean, you did. Yeah. We were speaking in the private chat before, and you sent me a message. When I was saying I was underwhelmed, you said the key word is to be whelmed, because we've not seen how he plays for Man United. We're not seeing Ten Hag try and transform this guy and get him back on form, right? But the big thing for me is Ten Hag setting himself too much work? This is the thing, We're seeing what is the wizard, He's resurrected Wan-Bissaka from the depths of despair, He's repurposed the likes of Luke Shaw to centre back at times. Even made Weghorst, even though he was a flop, he worked in the number 10 against Barcelona. Okay, there's certain experiments that he's made where we're like, okay, that's a bit iffy, but then it's worked. But it's like, I don't know, we could get to a point where it's like there's too many experiments, bro. We could have like a Dr. Jekyll.
The lab is gonna blow up.
I was about to say that. You know what I mean? You want to have some players that you can plug in and play, just like Casemiro. He was on form when we bought him. That's the thing. Like, for me, a player like Mount is someone you plug into a system where it's already cooking properly. We're still trying to get the right philosophy going. There's still a bit of confusion as to what we're going to actually do, right? It looks like we're going to have Bruno and Mount as the number 8s or number 10s. So what's Casemiro going to be doing in holding midfield by himself on his own little island? This is why I'm thinking, okay, Ten Hag, you've got to calibrate this philosophy. You've got to help out Casemiro. Push maybe Martinez from the back line into the midfield to help. Remember in the Brighton game, FA Cup semi-final, we saw that formation where Shaw was pushed in to help Casemiro from the centre-back position. So hopefully Ten Hag's copying something like that, because if we see Casemiro by himself, we're going to get passed through, bro. We're going to get exposed.
Here's the thing. So about a configuration that I've seen a couple of our fellow United supporters been talking about. It's like, yes, Casemiro sitting, Mason and Mason Mount and Bruno would be the midfielders that will be sort of going and attacking the box and connecting with the midfield with the strikers. Yeah. But I actually, sometimes I was thinking about it early on, just saying, there was that time when Casemiro was gone for a couple of games and Bruno got into a rhythm he was actually one of the deepest midfielders. And then Bruno actually started getting into a rhythm where he was starting to get better from that position. And I don't know, I feel like maybe it could be one of those situations, Eddie, walk with me for a second. It could be one of those situations where Casemiro and Bruno are actually a little bit deeper and trying to create from deep, and Mount is the more the sole like attacking midfield. If we're gonna go 4-2-3-1, I don't know. Obviously, Ten Hag knows what he's really. Yeah,
Mount as a 10. Are you suggesting?
Yeah, Mount as a 10,
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, just remember this. Yeah, remember when I don't know if you were watching England actually. England's my because I'm born in England.
Oh, so I watched England. Yes,
my team as well.
Yes,
my parents are Nigerian. That's my first team, Nigeria. But because I'm born here, obviously I watched England. But when Mount was at number 10 in that last competition, man, he was vanishing. We didn't see him control the game. He wasn't controlling, like playing like a Gundogan where he can pull the strings. Maybe sometimes slow down the game. Do some 1-2s and stuff like that. Mount is just pressing off the ball, running sometimes like a headless chicken. Yeah, he's got the engine. That's why I kind of acknowledge why we can get him in, because he's got the legs. But it's like sometimes we're not always going to be in attack. We need to slow it down.
True.
Hold the ball.
True.
And Mount seems to vanish sometimes when you have to do that kind of thing.
So here's the thing. He's one of those person. Okay, fine. I hear what you're saying about his performances in England, but if you look at how, say, Tuchel used them early Tuchel, where there was Werner and Havertz, and Mount would play as one of the inside forwards off of the left. He actually sort of performed a lot better, in my opinion, because he's kind of a little bit it seems like he's comfortable in most positions as an attacking midfielder, but there is something about his right foot, and first of all, the way he strikes a ball is a little bit unique. It has a certain dip. It has a certain his long passing. We have to acknowledge that there is. I guess we're now really going to go down to the crux of it and be like, what are his strengths and his weaknesses, right? Let's say his long passing is definitely up there. It's interesting because from all of the attributes that you'd want from an attacking midfielder, I'd say Mason Mount maybe takes like 7 out of 10 minimum from most of the attributes. 7, 6 to 7 out of 10, Eddie. There is so for example, right, we got the long passing down, right? Okay, he's definitely a little bit. He's got this thing where he receives a ball in a half turn and he's able to sort of progress and carry a ball, a little bit more than we haven't actually had a ball carrier of a midfield since Pogba, And
Pogba's silky though when you can carry the ball though. This is the thing. Mount carries.
No. Pogba's a lot silkier. But Mason Mount still has a little bit of creativity that you cannot discount. You can't say he's not a creative thinker when he's in a
creative. But he's the kind of guy that can be dribbling past like couple players, take it like 10-15 yards and pop it off. I've seen when I've seen him play good. Maybe it's one player goes a yard and then pops it off.
Yes.
I just think we need more dribblers to be carrying the ball further, okay? Because you create more space when you're carrying the ball like 10-15 yards. This is why I want Kovacic.
Mount is actually even more of a transition. His strengths, he flourishes on transition play, and it's kind of like also how we are, at the moment. Obviously, I feel like another thing that I want to highlight. He's in the 96th percentile of tackles that are won in the final third. And that is an attribute that when you look at it on paper, you're saying, okay, if your plan is to try and pin down the opponent in a certain area of the pitch, in certain zones, Mount is actually, when you look at how he was instrumental in being a pressing trigger for Chelsea on their way to the Champions League. Who gave that pass to Havertz in the final?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was Mason Mount. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But one point is that what's the philosophy going to be then? Because we as the majority of the fan base, we were under the impression that we were going to get this total Dutch football, where we're controlling the gears of the game, possession.
Yes.
If Mount is going to work, it's going to work if we do like the kind of gegenpress kind of thing. I've heard other YouTubers say this, like rants. If we're looking to have Mount and Bruno, these guys who get the ball and then pop it off quickly, right? With Mount, I've seen him a lot of the times. He tries to get in those direct crosses from the channels, right?
He's
not really like a finesse player. I think we need some finesse in there. But if we're going to do the gegenpress and then we just press teams and suffocate them early, and get the goal. Like early Klopp days where the team would they would suffocate the opposition, get the goals early, and then kind of sit back a bit and then counter attack. If we're going to do that, then maybe it works. Maybe.
I hear what you're saying. I feel like he's a little bit one of those. He's in a stage where he is ready for his next development in his career. He's ready for the next, like, to step up. And Man United is a perfect place to step up. He's a player who's got a lot of doubters. But at the end, he wants to feed them the humble pie. He wants to come to Man United and really prove himself. So the thing about it is, I have a lot of faith that we're getting him at the right time, and also, Eddie, let's not forget that he fulfills the homegrown quota. So if we get a Mount in
now, one thing though, bro, is you said we're getting him at the right time. He's not on form.
No. Right time as in the age. He's 24 right now. The next 4 years,
he's a good prospect, but
he's 24 with a lot of experience. And he's
the current form. He wasn't doing well at Chelsea. Why was he not in that team cooking? Okay.
So I can tell you why he wasn't cooking at Chelsea, because there was no cook at Chelsea. There was no person to give the ball to. Like, they haven't had a striker since Diego Costa, for real. Let's be honest. Chelsea tell me a real striker at Chelsea that actually, you'd say, oh, this person has been providing. It's just the people that are not finishing the dinner. That's like very, very tough. And also the fact that Chelsea is not a stable place to, once Tuchel left, there was Potter and then Lampard and all these guys that didn't really, there was no proper continuity. So I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. He should. It's still not an excuse for him. He should assert himself and make sure that he's visible. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about too, that it's his weakness. As you've pointed out in the England game, sometimes he's been known to go MIA, so he misses.
There's a lot of times, bro, because I was watching those games that were painful because we know Southgate's tactics. They're a bit iffy. This is why I thought, Mount as number 10, maybe he showed some individual brilliance. They had to sub on the likes of Saka. Saka made a name of Mount coming off and then him coming on, and doing the dribbling, carrying the ball, because Mount wasn't doing it at number 10. That's a big thing for me. Why was he out of favor at Chelsea? Why was he not that mainstay player? If he's that kind of guy that can really bypass the adversity, that's where you have the true players. Even though you were saying, okay, the managers and the philosophy was off at Chelsea, still, if he's like the main guy, he should still be like that number one guy in the team. He wasn't that. I don't get it, man.
I totally hear you, brother. I totally hear you. It's one of those things where you want him to assert himself and be dominant, but it's actually, I feel like he's a good addition to the dynamic of the dressing room, because you don't want somebody who's gonna be like, all right, I'm the new Bruno. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's like he's gonna come in and be like, I'm Mason Mount.
You see how many goals and assists he's got for Chelsea? Yeah, he's going to be coming into the dressing room. Yeah, he might be saying to Bruno, "I'm the new cowboy in town." Yeah, I'm going to be getting the most goals and assists. That's what this young buck's going to be doing. That's what he's going to be doing, man. You know what I mean?
No, true.
And he's doing set pieces too. He might try and rival Bruno for the set pieces.
He might, he's got a good free kick in him. So we're actually like, we've been sort of like, even though we're not explicitly stating them, it's like, all right, that's another strength that he's got. He's got the free kick, the direct free kick in him. He's bringing some long shots that will probably be more accurate. Looking at the other midfielders that we have, say for example, he takes he comes into Man United as an in transfer, and then an out transfer would be Donny van der Beek. I feel like we've definitely improved. He's gonna come in and actually be present, because Donny, when we needed him, he was just never there. Of course he was injured most of the time, but there was a few moments where he had the chance to take the opportunity and be like, this is what I can offer to Manchester United, but that never happened. So anyway, he's bringing the direct free kicks, he's bringing the long shots, he's bringing better set piece delivery. We'll definitely have some corners that are a little bit more on target. And that's a very, very strong attribute from Mason Mount. As I said, I want to acknowledge his another other than being anonymous in many games. Another thing is also the fact that his aerial duel success rate is really, really abysmal. So he does this thing where he kind of jumps, but half-heartedly, and not really trying to get the ball, but he's just committing. And that's not going to be good for us moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
So
we need something.
Then. That's the guy somebody, that can
exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about, because we see Mount's kind of stature. He doesn't look like he would be good in the air as well. Like,
no.
Yeah, I mean, if we can keep the ball on the ground, I'd be like, okay, cool. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have these kind of like small players that are just technical. Like people like David Silva back in the day. That's players that we should be having. A David Silva that can dribble. Yeah, where's our dribble? Yeah. Yo, botswanapapi. Where is our dribblers in midfield?
I don't know where our dribblers are, but I know where Dre is. Big up, bro.
Big up, Dre.
Big up. What's up?
Where are you, Dre, with Mount, brother? This is what we're talking about. We're wondering, will he be a success for us?
I'm just living in hope right now. I think first and foremost, I think he's an upgrade on our midfield. So he may not have been the kind of player that a lot of us would have wanted, but I think he's going to be better than Fred. He's going to be better than he's going to be an upgrade on Eriksen in the area of department anyway. In the area of energy, and mobility, in terms of tracking back and tackling and stuff like that, he'll be better than Eriksen there. So and at the end of the day also, if the manager wants him, then it means the manager sees something and knows something that the rest of us don't. He has a history also of using players that people wouldn't normally want and getting the best out of them. So it's like, for me, I just want to trust the manager and hope that everything works out.
Bro, that's a brilliant answer. I mean, it's sort of like based on what I started telling Eddie at the beginning of this conversation, that Ten Hag has been the miracle worker. He's been the miracle man, and what he's done, he's resuscitated Aaron Wan-Bissaka when we thought like all hope was lost, you know. So if he can do that, you know, Eddie is just wary of having too many experiments. He's saying
Too
the
many,
lab
man.
will blow up, you know.
It's
I
like,
want to
you know
ask
what I mean?
you.
We've compared him to a wizard as well, yeah. But like, we
True.
know Ten Hag is a mere mortal. So how
Yeah.
many times can he be doing the wizard settings? You know, he's
True.
human.
True.
I
True.
just, I mean, I know what Bernard Dre is saying. Trust the manager, yeah. But
Yes.
maybe the manager is thinking that he's, you know, he overestimates himself. Hopefully, that's not the case. Because remember, when Ten Hag came in straight away, he was like,
Yeah.
win every game, huh? We'll win every game.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
with this kind of team, which is patchwork, we try to go for all the trophies, and he's not even
Yes.
calibrated the philosophy. It's like you can see his confidence is really up there. I just hope that it's not too much of like, what do you call it, that kind of ego, you know. Hopefully, we
True.
do see like some method to I was gonna say method to the madness, because I'm so pessimistic on this Mount signing, man. I see some of the good points, like the running, what Bernard Dre was saying. I agree. Some of the things that he's got,
The
what he was saying,
agility,
the agility.
mobility. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
one thing, at last point, is he's got to be reawakened from not being on form, and that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know, it's one of those things where I feel like for me, he has had more positive seasons than negative seasons, and this season
True.
obviously was a stinker for all of Chelsea, honestly, to be honest. So it's, you know, it's a little bit difficult and harsh to kind of judge him on just this season. But I know what you're saying. It's like you're as good as your last performance, and if he wasn't able to really push himself and help Chelsea, what is he going to be bringing to Man United? It's a very fair concern that you have, brother. Another question is, okay, so if we get Mason Mount, what other addition would you guys go with into the midfield? Let's just stay on the midfield for a second, because we want to just sort of bolster and upgrade our midfield. But I'm curious how you guys would go ahead with it. Before you guys answer, before Dre answers, I want to say shout out to Percy. Percy says Football Power Hour in the building. Percy is in the house. Happy Friday, Percy. I hope that you're doing good. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. How are we boosting our midfield? Dre, if you were the recruitment officer right now, you have
You
Mount.
know,
Who
yeah.
else?
To be honest with you, I if you're talking about what I'd hope for or realistic
Yeah,
targets,
yeah,
honestly, I I was hoping that the rumor was true that we're in for Caicedo, but it looks like no. So I would I would look at what's his name, Lavia,
Lavia. Yes,
Latvia.
yeah.
Yeah, I would go for him because I think
Mm.
he's a good prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So he's young,
Mm.
and he's very talented. So I would look at him.
Yeah. And I feel like he's somebody that would also, if he came to Man United, you know, he wouldn't request a very big salary, because the other question that Ravi asked that's very important is like, does Mount deserve to be on 250K a week? Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta write off like how much people get paid now. We know like there's like maybe over half of the squad at Man United are on extortionate wages. So we just got to
It's
ignore that
just
kind of thing right
crazy.
now. Yeah.
It's just
In
a lot.
terms in terms of midfielders, man, it's like Bernard Dre is like just breaking my heart when he's saying like we're not into get Caicedo, because that's the guy. That's the guy that a lot
Yeah.
of people want, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we can see like he's versatile as well. He ticks all the boxes that Mount ticks, and he's got extra. We've seen what he
Mm-hmm.
can do
Mm-hmm.
with carrying the ball as well. We saw him in that semi-final against us, yeah, for Brighton.
Yes.
What he was doing in that midfield, pulling the strings, right, pressing us, knowing what kind of little mid-range passes, long-range passes to do. Like I don't think he put a foot wrong, and he was man of the
Yeah.
match as well. Man of the match against us in a big pressure semi-final. Yeah, that's a big thing. You got to look at the kind of mentality. But obviously, it's a pipe dream to even try and get that guy, right? Lavia, I don't think I've seen enough. I've heard like good things about him, But it's like I was going to say Kovacic, but he's gone obviously ages ago to Man City. I'm a dribbling merchant. I want to see dribbling. Yeah, I'm a fan. At the end of the day, we are fans. At the end of the day, okay,
Yes.
we want to see good results. Yeah,
yes.
But at the end of the day, as well, we want to see some entertainment. And dribbling is entertainment, and it's functional. Yeah, you see, Man City when they have the passing system, yeah, they have dribblers as well. Yeah, because I think we've got too many passes in our team. Yeah, we see when Pep plays the tiki-taka or whatever, they still got people like Mahrez that can dribble, people like Bernardo Silva, Sane back in the day. It's like we don't have enough dribblers in there. But in terms of other midfielders, I can't even think right now of who we can get. I can't think. The transfer market's running dry because we're too slow with the takeover, where we would get the proper money.
You know what irks me is the fact that it seems like we can only do one transfer at a time. I don't know, is it because of a lack of manpower or a lack of negotiators or what? It's literally like we do one single transfer for a couple of weeks. Once the person finishes the negotiation, then they're allowed to move on to the next player. Because right now, I mean, we'll get into the goalkeeper situation, but that's the one that
real quickly though. I'm sure you heard of the new chief negotiator that these guys are hired from Adidas.
Who is it?
I'm not sure who it is, but the thing we got to look at is the structure. The structure is still making decisions. Why are they still making why are they hiring people if they're about to go? If the Glazers are about to go, why is there a new chief negotiator? Or are they actually going to stay? This is what I'm a little bit confused on. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, man.
Dre, what do you think about this? What Eddie is saying?
To be honest with you, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to upset myself.
We have to. It's happening, bro.
Yeah.
No, I tell you what. Whatever is happening in the background, let it happen. I just want to get to the point where it's announced that they are leaving. Whatever is happening, otherwise, I don't care. I don't want to upset myself. I've been stressed long enough with the entire thing. Even the thing you're talking about, that about only being able to do like one deal at a time. I think it has to do with a combination of things. You have lack of will. They really, really don't want. I think sometimes
will
that the Glazers, it's a lack of will. I don't think they're really willing to get the thing done. I think they don't. I honestly think that the Glazers sometimes when they complete a transfer, they do it because of pressure. Right? They don't. If they can get away with doing by making no purchases, they'll do it. But I think they know the pressure and scrutiny that they'll be under, and that's why they do it. They don't care. They don't care about the club. They don't want to do anything. They don't care about improvements, fam.
Yeah, I mean, but Dre, come on, I feel like they've brought us. You mean all the good signings that we've had has been pressure signings? That's that's what you're saying. That it feels like because I mean, at the end of the day, they have spent some money, but it's not like on transfers, particularly transfers. But it's not like they have just been overly. I mean, we've ended up with the Wergos because obviously there's not a lot of focus from them that and Ten Hag is having to just sort of work with very limited tools. But at the same time, they you can't completely fault them. I mean, we've gotten some marquee names like the Di Marias. We've gotten some they've brought us like Falcao when Falcao was hot. They've brought us come on, they've spent some money, guys, and transfers.
It's like if I'm running say I have a supermarket, right?
Yeah.
I know that at some point I'm gonna have to buy goods, right? Otherwise, the supermarket is gonna shut down.
You have to replenish stock. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's inevitable that I'm going to do that. But even if I'm not that invested in the supermarket, I might not do much else. But there are some other things that you need to do around the place, and also you have to buy properly in order to make a good return on what you're doing. You have to do some things to keep your customers happy, so that your supermarket chain will grow and grow and grow. You understand? I think they're just doing the bare minimum, fam. They're just doing the bare minimum.
I hear
That's
you,
what they do,
Eddie.
man. I've just got to say as well, because like I was just thinking about especially with the strikers that we've got in. Yeah, you mentioned Falcao. How many strikers have we got in where it's just been like a late transfer, and it's like we've associated the panic buy kind of thing with Man United. Igalo was a late signing. Cavani, yeah, these kind of guys where it's just like it's all these patchwork signings that they get in like a temporary amount of time. There's no like longevity to the signings they get. And it's just, I'm so haggard, man. I'm tired. We're all tired from this shit, man.
Look at last season. Look at last season. Last season, when we got none of the players that we got, none of the like, so for example, like Casemiro, Martinez, none of those guys came in time for the tour. You understand? And these are guys that have been integral to the team, first team players, right? And I think the only player, the only new player that he got to go on the tour was Malacia.
Yeah.
You understand? The tour is designed to help you to create that foundation and platform and have everybody mesh and gel together so that you start the season properly. You understand? How often after a summer transfer has ended, right? Or how often do we have the new players going on the tour for the manager to prepare for the season? You understand? So we're always this. I don't know what's wrong with these people, man. Something wrong with them, man. They're sick.
Real quickly, botswanapapi, bro. Can I just address the chat, because they're bringing up stuff from the chat that we have, So basically, for context of people that have not seen, that lady called Edna, she put in the chat that she just got her masters, and she showed a picture, and she's in a very nice dress, very nice dress, and there's a lot of men in the chat, a lot of people that they react to stimuli, right? So I put, well done in your masters. Looks like you've mastered being fine as well. And then the chat blows up. The chat blows up saying, "Wow, yo, what's going on with this? Has the chat turned into Tinder? All this kind of stuff." I'm thinking people are jealous of my bars right now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Eagle Eye Football was coming at me as well, man. This guy called Martin just criticizing my bars. It's like, if you see a fine lady in the chat, are you not okay to give a compliment? Come on, guys.
Did she respond? Did she?
Yeah, she responded and said, okay, thank you. And then it's like, that's what it was.
There we go.
People were making jokes for ages and that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We can compliment a nice lady.
So Edna validated your bars? Is that it?
Validate. All
right.
Cool. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought on what we're talking about. But when you bring up the comments, then that's going to throw me off, bro.
No, I was trying to catch up with them as we're talking and make sure that, but some of them I was like, there's got to be an inside joke. That's thank you for clearing that out. Real quick, I wanted us to talk about the other transfer that, like, since the Mason Mount deal has been more or less completed, what the latest thing that we've reports that we're hearing is that Manchester United confirmed to us they are interested in Andre Onana. This is from the Inter CEO called Mr. Marotta. So we are waiting for an official proposal in the next days. Then we will decide how to react right after. Compliments of Fabrizio Romano. We're getting those words. So, guys, the goalkeeper situation. First of all, we know that De Gea was treated the way he was treated. How do you guys what's your response to that, and also the Onana situation? I kind of want to see from you, Benidre. Are you also in the camp that, bro, we have to have Onana for for us to succeed next season, to play the Ten Hag way?
Well, first of all, let me just, because everybody who knows and have heard me knows that I'm a big fan and supporter of David De Gea, and
Mm,
I don't care what anybody says. I think that he was and is being treated very, very poorly. I think that, as a legend, because I think he's a club legend, and he's the only player we have that has won the Premier League. um, people with their agenda will only see whatever mistakes they see, but he has single-handedly saved us for many, many seasons. He's won Player of the Year for many, a few seasons, so I'll never disrespect David De Gea. I support the manager if the manager feels that the it's time to move on from the player. But there are ways to do this. We're not talking about a Maguire who has never done anything for the club. We're talking about David De Gea. So I think everything
yeah,
should be done. I think that if the manager feels that he should go, he should have told him a long time ago,
yeah.
or the other powers that be tell him, so that he can prepare mentally and everything, so that at
Mm,
the end of the day he can do his due diligence and work out where he wants to go and all of that. With that said, I do believe that Onana is a very exciting player. I like him, honestly.
you like
I
that
like,
football where you're on the edge of
yeah,
your
yeah,
seat, like
yeah.
he's dribbling like
Trust me,
somebody pressing him.
Yeah,
bro.
like a
I
midfielder
think
and goal.
he was playing like
Number
a
six, yeah,
CDM.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was playing like a CDM in that final. I was watching, because honestly, I can't tell you that I've always been watching him, no, but I made him
Mm,
a point of duty to watch him in that Champions League final. And oh God, man, he was brilliant, brilliant with his
yeah,
feet, man. He was just and even Pep acknowledged him and said that he made pressing from the front very
yeah,
difficult,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I really like him, and I think that if we were able to get him, it would be a really good appointment.
Yeah, man. I
But
want Onana. I want Onana, man. We're
right
doing the
now,
whole play. Yeah, we're doing the whole play out from the back. This is the guy we need to get. I was speaking to Brush in the chat a little bit, and he was saying like we're in for a rude awakening if we're going to try and rely on his shot stopping. But if we're going to be doing the whole pressing, playing out from the back, where we're not trying to take too much pressure, in terms of having the De Gea do the shot stopping and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There's people like
Mhm.
Edison who's not really good at shot stopping. We've seen how good he is for Man City because the best point is that he plays out from the back, and they have a lot of attacks because he knows how to give the ball to certain players in certain parts of the pitch. De Gea can't do that. And for me, yeah, De Gea has been disrespected. I see that, but it's like obviously at the end of the day, he's made 5 errors leading to goals. I think that's one of the most in the league. I'm not sure how he's got them golden gloves. I would put that to the fact that the defense in front of him has protected him, quite a bit. Because Martinez and Varane have had a
I
great
must
season.
say something about that. I will say something about that. You know what? Because we want to take his credit. Because if the hair has saved us so many times, it's
Yeah,
not
over the
just that.
course of
Or,
loads of
or, or,
seasons, but this
but
season, right?
our
Come on, man.
defense. Tell me something. Compared to other um, keepers, compared to other keepers in the Premier League, how many shots have the hair faced?
Yeah,
And
but
and and,
but
and the
that's the
truth
thing. Yeah,
is,
he's not made like the most kind of saves. It's clean sheets is his record, not for the kind of save, not for saves. He's not been the big guy
bro,
for saves. That's the big thing.
I don't see where I see a defense that has been conceding a lot of chances. Our midfield and defense has been conceding a lot. David De Gea has conceded a lot of chances because of our leaky midfield and it's not like De Gea is conceding far less than any other keeper, but yet conceding or giving up these goals. He's conceding a lot of chances. So the
Okay,
thing
Bernard Dre,
is,
real quickly, yeah. When you've seen De Gea play the ball out from the back, haven't you seen that his distribution, he gives it away to the opposition, which initiates attacks? He's done that a lot this season.
I can
He's
agree with you
guilty.
about his distribution. I'll never defend the hair where distribution is concerned. We all know that's his weakness. We all know that. But what I'm trying to say is that we cannot try to take the credit from him where because he's been brilliant at keeping shots out of the goal. But yes, I understand that he has made some mistakes that has caused us to concede. Other top keepers have done that this season too. I've seen it. I've seen it from Allison. I've seen it from Edison. It's just the difference is, and this is where I think it's kind of unfair a little bit on David De Gea is because when if De Gea makes a mistake and we concede from that chance, then it's hard to win the game because nobody's scoring. Whereas the other teams have players who will go and score, even though their keepers had a blunder. And we've seen with Real Madrid, we've seen it with Liverpool, with City, and other teams. It's just that our team. If I hear people blaming David De Gea because we're blaming David De Gea for games we have not won or drawn, when we really should be asking questions of our midfielders and forwards, or either not feeding strikers or we are missing us.
I hear that point, but like you can't look past that. He's conceded more errors than a lot of these keepers, like you said, Allison, all of that. De Gea's made more errors leading to goals. That's a big thing. Yeah, they're glaring errors, man. Remember against West Ham, that shot he let in, that was just dribbling in. Yeah, against Sevilla when he was trying to pass or clear the ball, we could have still won that Europa League if it wasn't for De Gea. These are big things that he's done leading to goals. He's got to put him on trial, man. It's like for me, last point, is that he's won these Golden Gloves. Yeah, this is a great time to go off into the sunset, with that accolade, give him that accolade to go off into the sunset.
Get your accolade. I hear you, brother. Yeah. So here's the thing about De Gea, man. Like, if you ever played goalkeeper, even in a pickup game, you would understand that, like, sometimes, a mistake that you make is detrimental to the team. Not sometimes, most of the time, actually. It's like if you make one silly error. Yeah, but the thing about it, I get it. If we want to weed out the players that make us nervous every time we're sort of trying to build up and the opponent is trying to get the ball from us, we have to get rid of the Maguires, we have to get rid of the De Geas. But at the same time, I feel like De Gea deserves a chance to be able to learn Ten Hag's way. And he had only one season. We have to give him another season to be able to be like, even another goalkeeper coming in, compete with De Gea, because De Gea has started, learning a little bit of the new demands of modern goalkeeping.
He did, because initially a lot of the things that he had to adjust to play for Ten Hag, and I have seen a lot of improvement. Because there were games where David De Gea was doing well with his kicking. But of course, he's gonna make the mistakes. But I also understand
Dre, 2 moments. Had Sancho been faster, De Gea would have gotten an assist. Had Antony been faster, De Gea would have gotten an assist this season.
I'm sorry, guys, but I've seen more games where he's been guilty of giving away the ball. Like, you're talking about exceptions right now. I'm sure you could count like the amount of times that De Gea could get these key passes on like one hand. Yeah. He's been so guilty of giving away the ball. And it's like, okay, you're saying, okay, give him another season. But how old is De Gea? We know the saying, can the old dog learn new tricks? I don't think so with De Gea. He's been playing with that. He's not been playing on the ball for so long in his career. I don't think he can learn it. Yeah, and we know that there's a time limit at Man United to succeed. There's too much pressure for him.
I just feel like, guys, it was just one season of a different kind of education, different kind of demands for De Gea. And, there was some games where he showed some signs of improvement, and there's some progress is not always linear. It's like, these moments where you go down in order to go even further up. And it's one of those things where I admired the way Ten Hag backed him, and even sort of felt like Ten Hag really, really wants to work it out with De Gea. And then, but I also just want to shed some light to the thing that, maybe, I mean, if you do not know, like the Manchester United had a contract on the table, De Gea signed it. And then from there, like only for Man United to retract that offer and say, hold on, we want to give you we want to give you lower wages, but we still want you here. How, if put whatever, everything aside, your bias or your feelings about De Gea aside, if your institution that you work for treats you like that, how would you feel? Yeah, if the people that you've been giving yourself to for all these years, your best, saving them from, sometimes we could have been way, way lower than top four. We wouldn't have made top four if we didn't have De Gea. And then we treat them this way. Come on now.
The structure is guilty. The structure is guilty of doing this with other players, right? Remember, I'm just thinking about Rio Ferdinand. I remember he told the story of the fact that he wasn't given a new contract, and he was told about it in the tunnel straight after a game, which is ridiculous. Yeah, that's not professional to do that kind of thing. You're supposed to get him into the office, have discussions, all that kind of thing. It's like, this is the structure, right? As disrespecting them. I say, De Gea should have been treated well and should have been let know, okay, what is the plan? Give you a reduced contract. That's the contract. You don't change your mind. Yeah. But we've seen that the structure is disrespecting them. But for me, just another point is that we shouldn't really have this sentiment. Like the legends at Man United have always moved on. Remember Schmeichel? He moved on. He even went to City. I'm not sure, but as De Gea lasted longer at Man United, it's like there's got to be sometimes where you move them on. Remember Joe Hart at Man City? We've heard. Moved on straight away. Not even given a lot of time to try and adapt to the football. So we've got to really look at what's the thing we're trying to do. We're trying to play football. De Gea, come on, man. 5 big errors. He's never done that in his seasons. 5 big errors leading to goals. He's got to be moved on.
Man, he's so ruthless. He's so ruthless, brother.
Winners are ruthless, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I think he should move on as well, but for different reasons. I think he should move on because if he stays, then he's going to be hated. Because I think the fan base has really turned on him, unfortunately. I think it has gotten really toxic against him, and people are going to listen. I'm convinced that you have United fans sitting and watching games, watching De Gea, and each time he makes a save or he does something good, they are disappointed. Because
they're not fans, man. Come on. Really?
Well, there are people who, whether you want to accept that they are fans or not, there are those people who are disappointed if De Gea does something, because to them it means that he might have a chance to stay. I think he should leave because something like this can affect you personally. It can affect you mentally. So to preserve himself, his own mental health, I think he should go. I think he should go to somewhere that, possibly that wants him, get a change of scenery. And Manchester United moves on.
It's crazy what an era versus West Ham and era versus Sevilla can do. Just turn we don't want anything, we don't want.
I would say
people are going to pick up all the errors every time. If David De Gea made 1,000 saves and he made 5 errors,
Yeah.
They are not. Nobody will remember those saves, fam.
The 5 errors will be trending on Twitter after the game. Everybody is just waiting.
Just
Go
real
ahead.
quickly though, a really big thing here is that second goal, that we conceded in the FA Cup final, right? I don't know what you guys are thinking, but the ball bounced twice, De Gea, he's a legend overall for like his tenure, like Bernard Dre saying, you can't take away the players of the season, all that kind of stuff. But it just seems like his bread and butter is now suffering from the fact that he can't play this football. Because for me, a major shot stopper should be saving a ball that's bounced twice from a volley from outside of the area. Come on.
No, that's a fair request, brother.
It's fair. It's true. It's fair. It also shows that he's human. But you know what it also shows? It shows that, as a team we are lacking. Because imagine trying to in games, especially this season, if we concede one goal, if we concede like 2 goals, we start to worry because you normally don't have the players who are going to score more than we don't usually. On average, we are scoring like 1 to 2 goals a game. We're not scoring more than that. That's not De Gea's fault. And we're talking about we're depending on the keeper to give us confidence, but we are the players also to give the keeper confidence. The way that Manchester City plays, those players give that goalkeeper confidence, that goalkeeper confidence to do things then, to put those balls over the top, to make those good intricate passes, because he's seeing his players do it. You understand? De Gea is not seeing his players do those things. You understand? And it hurt me that day when we were playing against, who was it we were playing against, and he made that pass to Maguire, and we're saying David De Gea shouldn't be making that pass. Why not? He made it to Martinez multiple times, and Martinez was able to deal with it. But we are blaming De Gea for Maguire's inefficiencies.
Okay, so Bernard Dre, real quick then. So you want to give De Gea another season like Botswana is saying?
No, I just told you that I think De Gea should move on.
Okay, you're just defending his legacy. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I say his legacy is not in doubt, but botswanapapi, we got to move him on, man. Another season? Come on, man. There's too many other teams that are competing now. Newcastle, knock out the door. Chelsea, they're going to make a resurgence, man. Do we want to be waiting while De Gea's in class taking notes on trying to, how to play the ball out from the back? Come on, man. It's going to be a long process.
I just hope the new goalkeeper will have a defense and midfield in front of him that will not be losing the ball every second, exposing him to shots, multiple shots because people underestimate the amount of shots that we concede per game. You understand? And top teams usually, when Manchester United was Manchester United, we weren't conceding these shots. Every now and again, we'd concede a shot or two. And you'd hear the commentator say something like, this keeper switched on because, he's not seeing the ball come down to his end that often. But when it does, he switched on to make that save. No, it's shot after shot after shot that David De Gea has to face. So I am hoping that the next keeper who comes is going to be on top of his game, so that when his goal is being peppered with shots,
that's the thing, though, Dre. That I think our fan base is not ready. Even if the Onana bid goes through and somehow he ends up in Carrington, like Onana is gonna make mistakes, and as soon as he makes mistakes, there'll be other people also there trying to push that agenda, trying to clip it. You know what I mean? Like
I don't see it happening because we've seen him. Guys, we've seen Onana, had such a cool head in a Champions League final. That's high pressure.
That's high pressure,
making mistakes against the best team in Europe, right?
You gotta check out also Onana mistakes, a compilation of Onana mistakes. Go ahead.
Keeper's got mistakes, man. Come
on. But the thing, though, he wasn't playing against Manchester United. He wasn't playing. he wasn't playing with Manchester United, I should say, Onana. At least with the team that just finished the season, he didn't have that defense and midfield in front of him, right? So Inter gave a good account of themselves, and we have to acknowledge that they gave a good account of themselves, and they didn't play with the kind of fear that we play when we play against teams like Manchester City.
Very
because
true.
I can tell you right now that against City we'd be conceding chance after chance after chance. Understand? So if let's say if we sign Onana and we are playing that same kind of football that we played when we ended this season, it's not going to be nice. And I made a post on Twitter today, and I said that, you know, if I fear for, say, for example, we sign Onana, I fear for when he starts making mistakes, because it's inevitable. Everybody makes mistakes, right? I fear for him when he starts doing that, because it's gonna get toxic and really quickly.
You know what, Bruno, Dre, real quick. There's something about De Gea which I've not liked over his legacy, is that he doesn't seem to command the defense in terms of, you know, being that guy that's like aggressive. Onana's aggressive, He's the kind of guy that I saw him in that final. I saw him when he played against I think it was Roma, a few other games in Serie A as well. He's that kind of guy that communicates. De Gea, he's a quiet keeper, and there's things as well about his game where he doesn't come for crosses and stuff like that. Onana, he commands the area. He's like a guard dog. For me, I just think he's got too much of that aggressive personality, right? To be suffering where he's not organizing the defense. I don't think it would be De Gea I don't think he would be like De Gea where he would pass the ball to like a Maguire under pressure. I think because he's better at distribution, he'd play it to someone else. It seems with De Gea, he panics a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I get your criticism of De Gea, and I acknowledge that he's not the most vocal and he's not the most commanding, and I get that. But I disagree with you because I don't believe that was a panic pass. It was not a panic pass. It's a pass that he's made before. Again, he made the same passes to
Martinez.
Martinez.
But this is the thing, Bernard Dre, you've got to assess who you're passing it to. Martinez,
no.
We know he can play under pressure in that defense.
Bro,
Maguire can't do that.
This is that Maguire is supposed to be playing a professional football. He's not passing to me, fam. I'm not a football. I'm not a professional. He's playing with a professional.
Maguire,
bro, he's playing. He's playing with this guy's the captain of the club, you know. This guy. That the captain of the club, you know.
A captain that played more football for England. Captain.
Bro, imagine
you can't give the captain. What are you gonna give it to?
And you're the centre back, the $80 million rated centre back. $80 million rated centre back, and you are not able to receive a simple pass. And even after he received the pass, he had time. It's not like the two defenders were beside him, right? He had time to make a touch, to pass it to Wan-Bissaka, or even pass it back to De Gea.
But De Gea knows Maguire. He knows.
No. That's not an excuse. But
he was doing this under Ole. Yeah, De Gea and Maguire. When De Gea would pass to Maguire would mess up. He did it against Leicester when we lost 4-2 a few seasons ago. It's like, okay, on paper, Bernard Dre, 80 million, the captain. But De Gea knows what this guy is on the eye test. Are you still trying to trust this guy?
No.
Come on, people like Onana would have more IQ to not give him the ball in situations like that, under pressure.
To me, to this day, I still cannot understand how we blame De Gea for doing his job. He did his job. It's like you're saying. It's like Bruno Fernandes, right?
Yeah.
Weghorst is like a striker. Bruno has the perfect through ball for him, and you're saying he makes the pass to Weghorst, he skies it, but then you say, Bruno, why did you make that pass to Weghorst? You know he's shit. That's not his fault. He's doing his job.
That is different, though, isn't it? Because in that situation, we can't. No, because when you pass into a defender, you can easily let in a goal. if you pass into a striker, you're not going to concede a chance that's on your own goal. That's
no, Eddie. The point is, as a co-worker, did you do your job? And De Gea completed his pass. The pass arrived to the destination. What the other man is gonna do with that pass? Another solution is just pass it straight back. The same passing lane you receive from is open. That's the quickest thing to do if you're not sure about what to do with the ball. Give it to the person that gave it back to you. And you know what? The picture will change. You'll be able to get a moment to scan and see what's around you. You know, it's just that little IQ that like we can't always fault De Gea for those moments. I have to go with Dre on this one and be like, you know, see what I'm saying, Eddie? Like the pass was completed. You know, I want to also. I also want to just like shout out to Brush for saying this, by the way. Brush gives a shout out to David De Gea for his wonderful service, but this is the right time to part ways. He leaves a legend and deserves a testimonial at some point.
Brush,
that's true. Yeah,
that's you know, it should be a very, very clean. If at all we were looking for a clean parting ways with somebody, it should be with De Gea. You know, we've mistreated so many. The list is long, from the Jesse Lingards to the, to the Rios, as you mentioned earlier on. It's just like the list is long of how.
To this day, I don't think the club to this day has announced that Van Persie has been sold. I've never seen that from the club, and I was looking for it from that time, because when I was hearing the rumors that he was going to leave, I was so upset, and I was I've never seen that announcement from the club that Van Persie has been sold.
Wow,
they treated him like shit, fam.
Yeah.
That's incredible. CM says he's not perfect, but guys, give the man respect for his years of service. Stop following people on social media. Act mature and have a rational opinion of your own. What I love CM about today's opinion.
We paid dues to his legacy, though. I've said
And the opinions have been varied and multi-layered in the sense that it's not always somebody defending him saying that he should still stay. We've had like somebody say, Joe Blackman's comment right now, it's saying, I'm not saying to give him another season, but he should be given a send-off. He deserves some accolades. It's like, just as also Dre was defending him, saying, the man has been a loyal servant. It doesn't necessarily mean like you also want him to stay. I love how layered all our responses about this De Gea topic has been. So Realist says also, Joe, I'm on that energy. We did the same shit to Romero. Oh no! What happened to Christian Romero? Well, we never really announced that he's, and at least I never caught it. He just exited in the shadows, through the back door. What is that about?
There's too many players that have been disrespected, man. Fam. Yeah, it's been mad. Remember, like Bailly as well. Bailly and Lingard, they've talked against the club because they've been treated so badly, and then the fans turn against them for talking about the club. It's like the Glazers trying to separate us from the players because they don't treat them well. It's just insidious, man. They need to go, man.
You remember what happened to Schweinsteiger?
What was that?
What happened? His number was taken from him, and he was sent to the reserves, and his number taken.
There's too many crimes, man. The Glazers should be up on charges, man. They should be in football jail. There's more evidence as well. We're not even talked about all the players they've disrespected. This is crazy.
It's
sorry.
No, it's the disrespect is what like hopefully I hope we improve on that and get better as a club, and I guess it'll most likely be the need for a new culture, new ownership. That's when we will actually have a little bit of a different way of treating our Man United family, because it's really, really horrible what the club does. I want to make sure that we also talk about like other positions before we close up today. It's like there is like I saw this about Man United and it made me laugh. That's why I have to share with you guys. They spelled targeted wrong, by the way, I think, right? Is it a double T? I don't know, whatever. But the main thing is, look at this, guys. It's like, this is our transfer recruitment policy right here, personified in this
orientation.
post.
I swear this has happened for the last decade. Yeah, every year I see this tweet where there's this picture on there. Yeah, it's too. Yeah, this is what we get, man. Remember last season where we were linked to like 100 players in one transfer window as well. It's like it's just mad. The media are guilty. Glazers are guilty. Everyone's guilty, man. We need an efficient structure.
It's a madness. It's a madness. But if you put in a name earlier on, Eddie, I forgot it, but I know that Dre would like to add Lavia to the midfield. So who else would you go for, by the way, as we're talking transfers and all the people we're interested in or opening talks with or putting a bid for? Where are you in the midfield?
In midfield, like how much have we got left as well? We spent 55 for 5. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we don't blow the budget on Anana, but if at all it works out. But
and the market's extortionate as well, like with all this subjective value. I mean,
rent is high, everything is high. Yeah.
I mean, the people like Rice going to Arsenal for 100 million, that for me, that is insane. Yeah. We gotta blame people like Grealish for that kind of signing, man. Because like, he's not been worth that. But in terms of midfielders, I've already said like the guys I was looking at was like Kovacic and Caicedo, but they're gone. I can't think of anyone right now that's even possible as well. I'm struggling, bro.
And Kudus, I feel like Kudus is not that far-fetched. Like we always, go to Ajax. So why are we not putting in a bid in for Kudus? Mohamed Kudus.
How much would he?
I mean, maybe like a light 60s. I don't know, 50. It just depends on what the negotiator ends up actually saying. Because we all know that he's terrible, but. I don't know. I feel like we need to look at a backup for a Casemiro because, if history has taught us, Casemiro will probably miss 7 games next season or maybe like 3, who knows. But it's one of those things is like we have to be able to also have a plan of what is going to happen post Casemiro. If you look at how Pep is moving, Pep has a transition plan for almost every good position, every important position. We saw what happened in the Champions League when De Bruyne got the hamstring. Foden got a chance. He played really well, and that quick turn, and he got that was like a very, very good, a big moment in Foden's education of like, okay, if it's not you, it's Alvarez who's going to be carrying the Kevin De Bruyne position forward when Kevin De Bruyne is not able to. They've got Rice, who's probably going to be the successor to Rodri now. There's a very good succession plan for key positions, and I'm wondering what's our succession plan for Casemiro.
This is a hard one, man. This is why we need a takeover, because if we're doing this thing where we're kind of just trying to like negotiate for people like Mount with like that those kind of millions we're offering, where it's like Mount's not even that good, and then we're just still like kind of waffling over 55 million, 40 million, all that kind of stuff. It's like we need statement signings if we're going to compete, man. We need statement signings, man. We need to be able to go to teams like PSG and say, okay, let's try and take a Verratti. Yeah, because Casemiro's coming to the end of his career. Yeah, so someone like Verratti could come in, because it's kind of it's tumultuous at that club where a lot of the fans are like they're wanting a refresh. They're not happy with certain players. They want people like Neymar out, all this kind of stuff. We need a big signing that can come in. Yeah.
So you would have wanted a Neymar, is what you're saying. I'm guessing you would have wanted a Neymar.
Hey, I've said already, man. I'm a dribbling merchant, man. Can you imagine Neymar coming in? Imagine the things he would do with dribbling, getting goals by himself. Come on,
Dre, would you want a Neymar?
Nah. For me personally, for me it's a little bit different. I think at least for now, because right now Manchester United is, Manchester United is move like, oh, bro, everybody takes us for idiots, right? So if a player is being sold for 10 million, once they hear that Manchester United is interested, it's 70. So we, I know you're saying, we should make statement signings. I think at least for now, what we should try to do is scout properly, go out there and get these very, very talented youngsters, snatch them up for cheap. We have to learn how to do these things. We are trying to depend too much on these statements, these big names, stuff like that. Yeah. And it's not, and it's proven that it doesn't always work. A matter of fact, for the most part, it doesn't work for us.
But we've done it with the wrong coaches in the past, though. That's the big thing. Yeah.
True. However, I even know, I think that making these so-called statement signings now won't necessarily work for us. It's better to go and get these. There are some very talented youths out there, no man. They just need to be discovered. And if we can get those youths discovered and give them their first proper contract, where we don't have to be spending 250K a week for them. It's ridiculous the wages we are giving out to people. Ridiculous, fam.
Just real quick, Bernard Dre, he just reminded me of when Ralph was recommending Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez before they won that World Cup and got the World Cup tax. He was recommending them for like 30 million as a combined fee. And then,
but we don't like doing that.
Yeah, we don't have the structure for it right now.
And I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the kind of things that we'll do. We'll do the kind of things that we did with Pogba. See Kobe Menu, we'll release him. We'll Iqbal. We'll sell players like that, and then in 2 seasons we'll buy them back for 100 million.
Oh please, no.
No.
What happened with Pogba is so embarrassing. If we do that again, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can watch again. If Iqbal starts balling out and he goes to like a Madrid, and then we have to buy him back for like 150 million or something.
Exactly.
I'm dying, bro.
That would be hilarious.
And we have to find a way to help our youngsters to make the transition from the reserves to the first team. Kobe Meno is a proper little player. We need to work with him, to help him. I'm not sure what's happening with Mejbri, but some of those players are players we should be really pushing to transition to the first team, especially for the new season coming in, because you'll never be able to buy everything that you need, especially given our situation now and with the takeover mess that's going on, and the Man United tax for everybody who we are trying to do business with. It's not working out. So sometimes we have to understand that we need to do something different.
You know what, guys? I would have said, you might sin bin me for this, but I would have said no signings under this current structure. I would have said, okay, lock off the summer transfer window, wait for these Qataris to properly come in, and maybe we'll try and salvage in January, because
no signings.
Guys, I'm just saying, we've seen how the structure works, We had to sign Weghorst for that half season. 2 goals in like 30 appearances, man. We can't trust these guys. I would have said, wait for these guys to come in, And even if, like, say we finish out the Champions League this season because we didn't sign in this window, can you imagine, the next season, these Qatari owners would get rid of Murto and Fletcher, because come on, man, they're rookie. Murto's got a legacy from Everton. Why is he at Man United, like pulling the strings?
True.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm saying this structure, we've just moaned about them for like most of the stream, The way they disrespect players, late transfers.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
sometimes you have to sacrifice some opportunities for the long term. That's the thing, man. Like I said, I'm pessimistic on Mount. I'm not sure if it works, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens, man.
For me,
We
it better
will.
works.
It,
It better, because
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge what you said early on in the stream, Dre, that like was a priority target for Ten Hag. We cannot dance around that fact and say he wasn't. He's the first person that this is the first transfer window actually where we kind of just got the rumors going so quickly at the beginning, where I was like, what is going on? Are we not sorting out a transfer a sale, ownership sale first? But at the end of the day, as a fan, I want us to try and catch the best fruit while it's still available. For me, this transfer window feels like, when you remember when it was lockdown days and we had to run to the supermarket and get you gotta go get the best fruit. You gotta get the best tomato, the ripe ones.
We're coming late to the store when everything's sold out, man.
We gonna get the wrinkles.
One banana left there. You know what I mean? All this shit sold out. That's what we're doing.
Exactly. So hopefully that is not the case. And once Mason Mount is done, I laugh because somebody early on in the comments said, watch us take 3 weeks to complete the medical. I can't remember where the comment is, but it's somewhere on the comments. It's like, we know the Mason Mount deal is done, but it's not going to be really announced until like a long time. So at the end of the day, I feel like we need to make sure that I love today's discussion. It reminded me of the World Cup text, Man United text, English text. There's all these texts that sometimes just end up making a player's valuation crazy, and we can try and avoid them by restructuring and repurposing our transfer policy and making sure that we are aggressive and on the front foot with it. I feel like it's a great place to like end our discussion, because I wanted to also ask about other positions, but look at where the time is already. That's the happy hour, and we're gonna be on for 2 hours if we talk about other positions. I want to just close on that and say, Eddy, you said your final prediction is that Mason Mount will not be a success at Man United. Did I hear you correctly?
I don't think I said that. I just said I'm underwhelmed, right? I'm underwhelmed by this signing, because I said it's conditional on whether we do this kind of gegenpress, where we're just we're trying in that first half to suffocate the opposition straight away, get the goals, and then sit back maybe second half and counterattack. If we're doing that kind of thing, I think it works. But if we're trying to do total Dutch football with these guys, Mount and Bruno, they're not going to have the ball retention. And, we could see a Mr. Hyde appear in the lab and all the experiments blow up. So it's conditional.
Dre, when we got Juan Mata, he was, I think he had been, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have been voted Chelsea's best player of the season, I think for 2 seasons running prior to that. And look at, we're getting Mason Mount after, obviously this season aside, but he was considered like Chelsea's best player last season, voted that, so I don't know. I want you to make your bold prediction as well. Will Mason Mount be a success or a Juan Mata type situation at Man United? How you feel, bro?
Well, I think their situations are kind of different in that Mason Mount, Juan Mata, when he came here, he was never ever played in his right position, ever. I think it's going to be different because we have a different kind of manager. I think we have a very technical manager. He's very sure about what he wants to do. So I trust him to be able to get the best out of Mason Mount. He knows exactly why he wants him. He knows what he wants to do with him. So I trust that he'll be able to do that. I cannot sit here and say I don't think he's going to be a success, because as a fan and as a supporter of the club, I want him to be a success, and he's here already.
Yes. Yes.
So since he's here, I'm just gonna say, yeah, he's going to be a success. The manager is gonna get the best out of him, and we're gonna be better for it.
Bro, that's the energy to give our money mace, because imagine you're walking into a room and everybody just like, they're like, oh, that's I'm whelmed, or I'm not overwhelmed, I'm underwhelmed. We have to kind of just, it starts from us as fans, and we got to give that energy, be like, bro, we are here to support, we'll be backing you. Money Mace, that's his name. At least we know for sure there'll be one Mason at least at Carrington next season, so we can be happy about that.
bro, one more thing is, I'll say Ten Hag's got enough credit in the bank for us to trust him. Okay, Carabao Cup out of nowhere, we weren't expected to win that. Got to FA Cup final, top 3 as well. None of us were predicting any of that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna trust and see what he's gonna do. Let's see if this experiment works.
I feel like Eddie, that was beautifully said, and he is the man. We know him, eriktenhag. I'm so stoked to see what he's going to do next season. I can't wait for the season to start. By the way, if you enjoyed any part of today's conversation, you owe us a like. You owe us a subscribe. This is my boy Eddie. This is my boy Dre. And this is the Friday Happy Hour number 17, baby. Money Mace is in the building. Let's celebrate. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. We are out of here. Peace out, guys. Yes.